I began having serious back issues in my early 30s. We were down one car, so I took the bus to work. One morning, I was late for the bus. I jumped out of the house and ran toward the bus stop. I saw the bus braking at my stop. I waved my arms desperately, hoping that it would wait, when my first full-fledged back blowout occurred. It felt like I'd been shot in the back. I crashed onto the sidewalk. As I writhed in pain, I noticed the bus waiting for me. I tried to wave it off to just go without me, but it just sat there. I felt obligated to get up and at least tell them to go. I hobbled over to the bus, and when I got there, I figured that if I made it that far, I could make it to work. I'm sort of stubborn like that. I got on the bus. By the time we got to the city center, I couldn't sit in my seat anymore. It wasn't my stop, but I got off anyway. I called my wife on my crappy cell phone, and I laid down on a bench while I waited. I ended up at a sports medicine clinic that day. They gave me a very lovely shot to calm my back down. Imaging indicated that I had a bulging disc. My sports med docs referred me to a specialist that treated back problems with cortisone shots. A few weeks later, I went in for the shot. The waiting room was packed, but I wasn't there long. That clinic ran like a well-oiled machine. Before I knew it, I was laying on a table on my stomach, getting a sort of Novocaine shot to numb my back. The doctor was all pleasantness and business. He pulled out some kind of imaging machine, and then he pulled out the syringe with a cortisone shot in it. That syringe looked like it had a sword on the end of it. I felt the sword needle penetrate my skin. No big deal. Didn't hurt. Felt a little weird is all. But the closer it got to my bulging disc, the more painful it got. I flinched. The doctor asked, "Are you feeling this?" "Yeah," I said. "It hurts." "You shouldn't be feeling anything right now," he said. The doctor waited for a moment, maybe hoping that the numbing shot would kick in, and then pushed the sword needle in further. I grabbed the table and started shout screaming. "Ah! Ah! Ah!" The doctor shouted, "Don't move." I shouted back, "I'm not trying to." The doctor kept going. I held onto the table and tried not to shout, but there was nothing I could do. Shouting was absolutely going to happen without my say-so. "Oh! Ah! Ah!" The doctor spoke up. "I've never seen a case like yours. You need to see a specialist." "Isn't that what you are?" I asked. "Don't talk and don't move," he barked back at me. I held onto the table and tried not to shake. The doctor got the cortisone in and pulled the needle out of my back. "We're clear," the doctor shouted. I rolled over on my back. I was shaking like a leaf. "I'm sorry," the doctor apologized. I told him not to worry about it. He gave me a moment to stop shaking before he got me up off the table. I was not prepared for what happened next. I was led to the waiting room where my wife was. As soon as the door opened and I stepped into the room, everyone in that waiting room stared at me in terror. I asked my wife, "Could you hear me shouting?" "Yes," she said. "Are you okay?" I looked at all the fearful wide eyes looking at me. "Could everyone hear me?" I asked. "I don't know how they couldn't," she said. "Oh, all those poor people." It was their turns after me. I bet that doctor's office was a lot of fun for a while after that.